Hello and welcome to the 2023 ARWS Grand Prix of Britain. We have an incredible news for you today. There's a pole sitter not named Martin McFry. It's Gary Pacer for March 16 on pole. Martin McFry, though, very close to getting that 6th successive pole. He will start alongside on the front row for Foxdale. And the fastest Dutch driver in the world, Emma Kickert, has outqualified BVN by 1/1000th of a second. Kickert driving for Simpson, BVN for Racing Point. You can see Benoit Vauclair here on the 3rd row in the 2nd of the 2 Foxdales, and Takuma Taki in the 2nd Racing Point. Diego Alvarez Torrente and Jesus Castel make it an all Spanish row 4. And on row 5, we've got Edvard Holm in the 2nd Simpson and Akira Yamamura in the 1st of the Block Monsters. On row 6, it's Nathaniel Cameron for Jones and Monica Flatter for TBA, just ahead of John Bean in the 2nd Block Monster and James Wilmington in the 2nd TBA, now under probation following his misdeeds at Loudon, shall we say. Once again, the short lap time sees a couple of the W12 runners outqualify some of the I3s. It's Anu Voizu and Carmen Alvarez Torrente outqualifying both of the Euromotors. That's Kenan Ordalu and Riku Sokudo now replacing Ukrainian Alexis Tantovich. Sokudo, a VTuber, I'm informed, but has some racing experience. And certainly was not too far off the pace of his much more esteemed German teammate.
Should be noted that they have been doing an excellent job of keeping him away from cameras all the time. We know that he's a he, but that's all we know.
Yes, it's definitely doing a great job of. I don't know anything about VTubers, but definitely doing a good job of that. On row 10, we find one of the 2 previous winners on this in the field, Klon. He won this race for Aero Racing in 2016, and as our championship leader will start 19th, just ahead of Andrei Kremnitzy and Václav Mausch in the 2 checkmates, with Lon's teammate Pierre Saint-Laurent starting 22nd in the 2nd Kahama. Kahama, interestingly enough, has never scored a point on this track. We'll see if that changes today. All they'll have to do is finish the race, mind. On row 12, we find the first of the V8 runners. It's 2nd in the championship, Philippe Nicolas, the other of the 2 winners on this track. He won the race here in 2015 for MRT. And now starts 23rd for Holiday. It's Naoki Shinjo on starting 24th for Mecca. And at the tail end of the grid, we find Humbert Moyamudie and Tomo Kazuma. And additionally, another interesting stat line here is no constructor has actually won on this track. No active constructor has previously won on this track, so we'll be seeing it first in that today for sure. But without further ado, let's get ready for the race. Lights are now on. And it's green. Gary Pacer away well, but Martin McFry into Paddock Hill takes the lead. Good move there for McFry to take the lead very quickly off the start. Pacer to 2nd, BVN 3rd, Taki 4th, and Benoit Vauclair is in 5th place.
If you can't take pole, take the lead in the first corner.
Indeed, McFry definitely off to a good start here. Already gapping Pacer by a couple couple of car lengths as we already finish the first lap here at the Indy circuit. Vuclay now looking to challenge Taki for that 4th position. It's a short circuit, but quite tight, and should hopefully encourage some close racing there. As we see BVN take a look to the inside of Pacer, couldn't quite get alongside before Paddock Hill. Going further back in the grid, we see Kickert has slipped to 6th off the start. A bit disappointing for the
fastest Dutch driver in the world.
So-called fastest Dutch driver in the world, I think you'll find. Oh, Vuclay there! Ooh, almost got alongside Taki into turn 1 there, Paddock Hill.
I think there was contact there.
It's quite possible.
Very touchy stop. Literally.
Ooh, very close to contact there, but not quite, it seems. Good driving by both Taki and Vuclay there to avoid contact, because that was very close. You see a little bit of a train here forming behind Akio Yamamura in the block monster. And Naoki Shinjo is in the pits. Is there a problem on the mecha? Oh, he's lost his front wing somewhere along the way. Must have made contact with... Is that possibly John Bean? John Bean is well off the pace here. Don't know how that might have happened. I don't imagine those two cars had much reason to be close to each other, but either way, both Shinjo and Bean in trouble early in the race. Still though, with this being a 99-lap race, they do have a good amount of time, but the short lap time additionally means they probably don't. Oh, and Bean now coming in. Is there a problem on the... Yes, electrical issues on the block monster. But fortunately, he is able to get that back to the pits. They should be able to get that sorted in short order. You can see now the TVAs have dropped a bit off the rest of the i3 runners. In fact, that's Carmen Alvarez Torrente, not too far behind in the Adriatica. Another very solid run for her. As we see John Bean leaving the pits. Riku Sokudo with a great start for the VTuber. He's up to 15th off the start, ahead of the Monaco winner, Anu Voizu. Definitely doing a, well, I mean, perhaps not the best job because he's behind one of the W12s, but he has passed both his teammate and Voizu off the start, so good start for him at least. Pierre Saint-Laurent also is past Václav Malch off the start. And Humbert Moyamudier now running in 23rd, still ahead of Kazuma off the start. And, of course, Shinjo and Bean, who have both had their issues. Up front, though, it's looking good for Martin McFly. He's pulled out to a near 2-second lead in these opening laps.
Could a third consecutive win be on the card?
It's quite possible. McFly obviously has waited a very long time for that first win, and Andrei Kremnitzy is out of the race. That is, oh, what happened there? It's a transmission issue for the checkmate. And I don't know if that was a transmission issue or something more serious, considering how he just, like, locked up and clattered into the barriers there, but either way, Gremnitzy is out of this one early.
Lone getting lucky that he didn't pick up any damage with these, like, contact with the slowing car. That must have been a catastrophic transmission failure the way this car stopped pretty much immediately.
Absolutely. Of course, Lon has to be careful. He does have the points lead, and a fairly substantial one at this point in the season, but with the it's very unknown whether or not he can hang on to that lead. He will definitely can't afford to be losing points in with damage in such an incident. Unfortunately, he avoided that. Looking a bit further back in the field, we still have a little bit of a train forming up behind Yamamura in the block monster, as we are about halfway through this first stint. I think the first pit stops we should be expecting to see about lap 20. BVN taking another look to the inside of Pacer, but ooh, aggressive entry into paddock hill there for Gary Pacer. He hangs on to second for now. Keckert seems to be closing in on Taki and Vauclair in the battle for fourth there, but doesn't seem that Benoit has been able to make another challenge for that fourth position just yet. See the TVA still running line astern here in 12th and 13th. Wilmington has gotten ahead of Monica Flatter, but both of them have been caught quite quickly by the recovering John Bean for Block Monster. Bean currently the last car running, although he will look to close in on Naoki Shinjo quite quickly. Indeed, they are catching the mecha very quickly here. The pace disparity between the V8s and the i3s on full display here. Oh, and I think that was a change for position there for between Edvard Holm and Diego Alvarez Torrente. Very poor exit there from corner for Torrente, and that has enabled Holm to sneak into 9th place. Is there possibly an issue on the Jones? Nope, he just had a bad exit from the corner. Blue Clay there, really climbing all over the back of that racing point. Taki though getting a good exit from Clark. He's able to hang on to the position for another lap. Flatter making a move to the inside of Wilmington, trying to use the, Oh no! Is there a problem for Martin McFry? There's a problem for Martin McFry! A water leak! It will not be a third successive win for the Foxtail driver after waiting so long for that first win. He won't be able to get 3 in a row, but, and he won't be able to continue his, championship challenge, at least in this race. Oh, and that's also, but that has, in the middle of all of that, Vauclair has managed to pass Takuma Taki, so some small solace for Foxtail in that whole sequence of events there.
And that is crucial because Vauclair was losing massive amounts of time behind Taki.
Indeed, he should hopefully be enabled to chase down the leaders. Pacer has, of course, inherited the lead with BVN still all over the tail of the March 16, looking to take that lead. It seems that the TVAs are really struggling to find a way past the Naoki Shinjo. Oh wait, nope, there they go. Never mind. I jinxed it for the for him. Although Flatter there seemed to have been a bit held up as being unlapped himself from her. That gives Wilmington a little bit of a breathing space over his teammate. Kickert now attacking Taki for 4th place, as Vuplay is now starting to hunt down the leaders, Pacer and BVN, still locked in this titanic battle for the lead at the front of the field. But we are, should be at the start of the pit stop window for the free stoppers right now. So we'll see if anybody ducks in within the next lap or two to try and gain an edge through the pits where they may not be able to do so on the track.
A daring strategy to go for a 3-stop race with how much these cars are struggling to overtake around this track.
Indeed, but if you could find a bit of clear air, it could well pay off. As we've seen, as we now see, Edvard Holm is the first indeed to pit, as has Tomo Kazuma. But as I was saying, Vuclay is showing the benefit of clear air here, as he's really closing in down quickly on the leaders here. See, oh no! Oh no, there's an engine problem. He's perhaps pushed that Koenigsegg engine a little too hard. Benoit Vuclay was running the quickest laps of the race, but he won't be anymore because that Foxtail is not long for this world. Okay, Shinjo is also pitting, but Vuclay not able to get that back to the pits. That is a little bit beyond the capabilities of his mechanics, I fear. He is out of the race. It's a double DNF for Foxtail. Well, more reliable means that they have been finishing races as opposed to not.
Clearly not enough for Foxtail, mind you.
Do have Gary Pacer now having opened up a bit of a gap over BVN. Possibly BVN a little bit delayed by traffic here, as they have recently started lapping cars. Nicolas, Moyen-Moutier, and, well, Kazuma pitted, but yes, they have had to negotiate around the two Holiday cars as championship leader. Klon is in the pits. And John Bean has also pitted, it seems. Nathaniel Cameron also in the pits here. Again, another scheduled pit stop for the Jones driver. Pacer really seems to be able to negotiate the lap traffic excellently. Anytime they seem to come up on a lap car, he does buy himself a few tenths over BVN. This could be critical for his ambitions of winning this race. Kumataki also not too far behind, 3 seconds behind Pacer currently. And the kicker hanging on to 4th as I believe we now entered the window for 2-stop strategies.
Hello. It's Don Wings on the call.
Hey, Don.
Turns out one of my cars is out. That's absolutely brilliant.
Yes, Crab did see catastrophic transmission failure earlier in this race, but Miles is still going on pretty well. I've seen a change for positions a bit closer to the front. It's a electrical issue for BVN, but he's able to get it back to the pits.
That could be crucial in this race for BVN.
Indeed.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but Takuma Taki is second, and it's not an oval. Is he actually getting good? This is incredible.
Moya Moutier
So
is
far
in the
he's
pits.
been pretty good at being in the way of cars behind him, but outside of that, yeah, he's getting it together this season.
Carman and Veras Torrente has also pitted from the lead of the W12.
Pacer in trouble.
Ooh, yes. Oh, that's a spin by Gary Pacer as he's tried to lapse. I think that was one of the Jones.
Was it the Jones or Checkmate?
No, that was Nathaniel Cameron who just pitted.
Oh dear,
What were you thinking, Gary Pacer? Just decided to get on the grass, lost grip, and has spun into the inside pit wall. I don't think he's damaged the car too much, but that has handed the lead right to Takuma Taki for Racing Point.
I'm wondering if Gary Pacer's idol is Alan Jones, because that's the kind of thing Alan Jones is famous in this universe, in Brands Hatch, for tripping over lap cars. Gary, man!
Pacer is resuming now in 6th place, but is...
Was there a car in the wall?
Was there?
That looks
That
like a
was
block
one of the... That's John Bean!
John Bean! Mr. Bean is out!
He's not out, but he has broken his front wing. It's been a disastrous race so far for the Block Monster driver, who is, again, a Brit confusingly sponsored by Jagonia I Am. Oh my gosh! Pierre Sullivan! Tomo Kazuma!
Why is he still standing?
Oh no! What is going on? It's a disaster!
John Bean!
Floating in the background!
John Bean has earned himself a race ban for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. There's no way the Steel Giant get away with that one.
He just floating in the middle of the track. I can't imagine what he was thinking.
Who crashed into him? Sakura, Arzoglu, Cameron. Oh, it's Arzoglu. Ada, are you there? Like,
Yes.
Arzoglu just crashed into John Bean.
Wait, no, that's
Actually, no, it's someone else.
Someone else.
Crashed into.
I think it might be Nathaniel Cameron.
This is one of the most bizarre crashes I've ever seen in my life.
This is just absolute Wait,
oh,
no,
Cameron
else. Made it through.
There was someone else.
Someone else. Was it Edvard
Holm? It's gonna be Holm. It was a red car.
It was indeed Holm. Holm doing a service for the entire field to
Oh, this is unbelievable. I have never seen that before.
I don't think anybody has ever seen this before, but Edvard Holm,
to be fair,
anti-penalty.
Oh, that's engine
there's
failure
an engine
for
failure
Taki.
for
There's another engine failure going on
so
here.
much going on. It's absolute chaos here at Brands Hatch.
Look at this Takuma Taki avoiding the carnage by having his engine blow.
Oh my god, this is...
But what does this do? It hands the race lead to the fastest Dutch driver in the world, Emma Kickert.
No.
Takuma Taki.
I mean, that's a disservice towards Robert Friends.
And Diego Verstretti perhaps a bit
That's...
wisely here pitting to avoid any punctures on his tires.
But
that's been an issue for Jones this season.
That was Edward Holm punting John Bean towards Kenan Ardoglu. That was incredible.
I think Edvard Holm may have earned himself an anti-penalty for that. Doing a public service.
IIDLTR solved.
As Jesus Castel now attacking Akira Yamamura for what is now second place. Block Monster have never had a podium finish. Indeed, they never had scored a point until this season. Could this be the day for Yamamura to finally break that statistic for them?
Well, they'll need some sort of result to atone for his teammates' sins.
Yes, they've been doing quite well so far to hold Castel back in the March 16. Who is now the leading March 16 following the various issues of Gary Pace.
Oh, Flatter drove by Neuenhausen.
Yes, I believe that is... Oh no! Flatter off the track! She manages to hang on to it, but wow, what a move there by BVN.
Great move from Neuenhausen. That's B6.
Yes, BVN, I believe, on the two-stop strategy here. Very, very intelligent reading of that situation. That is why he was the champion in 2019. Pulling brilliant racing moves like that. I've completely lost track of who's where in like the running order with pit stops and everything. We'll just have to see how this plays out.
Nicolas is pitting.
That is the second place man in the championship currently. Was currently running ahead of Klon after Lone's early pit stop there.
Very solid drive from Sakuda, the newcomer, ahead of Artauglu, who's now been caught up in an incident with John Bean, obviously.
But,
very, very intelligent maneuvering around the situation by Sakuda. I don't think he actually hit anything amidst all that carnage. I'm trying to find... Where is he? I think he... Oh yeah, he's just
he's currently in the pitting.
Yes, that would explain that. There we go. Again, difficult to keep up with. There's so much going on at this track.
So more in the sense of a destruction derby than an actual motor race, but...
I think that's perfectly fine by Emma Kickert, as she is now 4.5 seconds out in front. Still yet to make her first pit stop as well.
Meanwhile, BVN's eyeing up Wilmington for 5th place. That could be very crucial to the race.
Yes, if he can quickly get past the TBA, he could well put himself in the best possible position to win this one. I think Yamamura, they're getting held up in traffic ahead of him. Yes, indeed, they're... oh my gosh, look at all this mess.
This is incredible.
This is really playing into the hands of Emma Kickert here. Oh... Again, with the tight confines of this track, it's so difficult to find a good position to pass some of these slower lapped cars.
Oh, Gary, don't do it if it's stupid.
Who are getting ahead of the holiday cars, which is of course crucial for the championship.
Yes. BVN still can't quite find a way past James Wilmington. I think the
that's not ideal for BVN.
Sorry?
That's not ideal for BVN. Like, he's losing time here.
Oh yeah, absolutely, definitely losing a lot of time to Kickert, who I believe at this point I think he's on a one-stop strategy. Yamamura might be as well, and Jesus Castel.
Oh, is it?
Taking a look,
oh no, not quite.
Wilmington closes the door. Kicker now with a lead of 8.5 seconds with Yamamura struggling with that lap traffic as we now see Jesus Castel in the pits. First pit stop and probably only of the day for Castel in the March 16. Promotes Gary Pacer now up into 3rd place. Did he pit earlier after his spin, or I don't think he did.
Nope, just lost time. He did lose a lot of time considering this track is so short that there's like a lot of traffic.
Yeah, he is benefiting, I think, a bit from some clear air now. Doesn't have a lot of lap cars to contend with. But one driver who that's not the case for is BVN, who is now stuck between both the TBAs. This is less than ideal for the 2019 champ.
A very bitter sandwich, so to speak.
Anyway, Diego Torrente in 7th place, of course the Formula 1 champion from, I believe, also 2019?
2020 it was.
20 even.
Yes, Torrente, the only driver yet to score this season. He has not finished a race yet. He's made 1 pit stop. I think he's still due to make another later in the race. Championship leader Klon has made his way through the carnage up to 14th as we now see Gary Pacer finally making that first pit stop. Scheduled pit stop for Pacer.
One wonders whether Torrente regrets abandoning F1 to first go with the fateful 2021 attempt to rebirth ARWS, and then pretty much just doing European motorsports.
Seems like Wilmans actually pulled away from BVN, which is very interesting.
Yes, that could be due to some... I think they have been dealing with traffic, which probably is... there's getting around Philippe Nicolas on the holiday there. They've lapped and... Yeah, that's Kickert now leaving the pits. She's made her one and only pit stop. Comes out right behind Torrente, which is not ideal for the Spaniards' admittedly slim ambitions of winning this race, but he's still in position for a good finish.
Ooh!
That was contact.
Yeah, there's definitely contact there between Torrente and Humbert Moyen-Moutier. Ooh, I think Moyen-Moutier lifted there in...
I think he was going for an attack on, who was that ahead of him? Was
Tomo Kazuma. Yeah, that was an attack for position as well. Good spot there. As, James Wilmington now finally pits and releases a very frustrated BVN into 2nd place. 18 seconds behind our leader, Akira Yamamura for Block Monster.
Yamamura has traffic now, 2 cars. That's the Checkmate of Malish as well as the Jones of Cameron, which are not on the same lap, by the way.
But are both blue, which has nothing to do with anything, but I wanted to mention.
Dabba-dee-dabba-die. There's 2 cars not blue at all here between Shinjo and Edward Holm. That's a red affair.
And we have Yamamura in the pits.
Yes, Yamamura has now entered the pits for their one and only pit stop of this race.
And they are not in a bad position at all. This could be very interesting.
Yeah, so see if they where they come out on the relative to Kickert. They were about 10 seconds behind Kickert as they before Kickert pitted. As BVN now inherits the lead from Torrente. Kickert into 3rd. Still waiting for Yamamura to emerge, and does so right behind points leader Klon, who is still a lap at least behind them, but right ahead of Gary Pacer. I think Yamamura was just ahead of Pacer before Pacer pitted, so that was just enough to keep them ahead in that battle. As we now see Dalu pitting from a position on the track. I don't remember where.
I think it was 13th, but
probably yes.
Yeah, true.
Oh, and yeah, I think Kikuk came out right behind Torrente. Is now being held up a little bit by the Jones driver here. They're on fresher tires. Probably has a bit more pace in that car, but Torrente driving well in that Jones to hold the position for now.
And this is also a very important time for Van Nieuwenhausen, who has to push hard. He needs to make qualifying laps, lap after lap, so he can get as much advantage as he can before his presumably second pit stop.
Oh, Kicker takes the position.
Oh, yes, indeed. That is Torrente there, just ahead. What?
Oh!
There's a issue!
Oh, no!
Oh, no! Will it be another retirement for Torrente? Can he get it back to the pits? They can fix that issue, but he needs to make another lap around the track.
And he's gonna be slow. This could be awful because there's 3 cars right behind. Oh.
That's Jesus Castell there, who got held up behind Torrente, but getting through Surtees and Clark here. Can Torrente make it back to the pits? He can! Excellent driving from the former Formula 1 world champion. He's able to make it back to the pits and should hopefully be able to finish this race.
If this track was any longer, he probably would not make it, but you get lucky this is the Indy track, so well done.
He was slowing up just, he was kind of definitely getting very slow when he was approaching pit entry.
Yeah, I think that car would not have lasted much longer.
Talk about squeezing the last bit out of the toothpaste.
Basically.
Yamamura here now held up behind Jesus Castell. This is battle for third as Yamamura is pulled away a bit from Gary Pacer. And Nathaniel Cameron now in for his second pit stop. I believe that's a scheduled pit stop for Cameron. Cameron coming out not too far behind his teammate. Yamamura there. Now the meet in a March 16 sandwich here.
It's just like Castell is blocking Yamamura a lot. Like, Castell is not very fast at all, and this is great for BVN, who could potentially come out maybe in second if he keeps these laps going, because...
Yeah, I think he needs to make a fair bit more time as
something that's
Gary Pacer has made it past Yamamura there. That's a bit of a hatchet job by Castell there. Just sort of, I think, lifting there a little bit through Clark, forcing Yamamura to back out and giving the position to Pacer. That's a good bit of teamwork there from Mark 16, but not the most sporting of moves, shall we say. As we see Edvard home now in the pits, and also Klon making his second pit stop. Riku Sokudo has actually gotten ahead of James Wilmington. This is a excellent debut for the VTuber.
Seems
first
so
VTuber in F1. In ARWS, sorry. The first VTuber in ARWS history.
Seems those reports about them being in a previous established racer were not incorrect. So this is not a racing license they handed out for the sake of it.
I can't wait to see Art Dollar make his ARWS debut in future years.
I don't think the NFTs produce enough money these days for that.
I mean, it's 2023, theoretically. He still has a window to, like, the next season.
Carmelo Veras Torrente is running in 8th position right now. This is an absolutely fantastic run by the Spanish driver. Of course, sister to Diego, who's just ahead of her on the track, in fact.
We might pour one out for Paul George, who has not yet gotten an ARWS race seat.
So that might be a bit of a sneaky move by one of these teams looking to change up their fortunes, picking up Jorge as Torrente. The Torrente name has been absolutely brilliant in racing so far. Of course, Diego, the former world champion, but Carmen definitely proving she has that same pace in her. I was wondering there if there was perhaps an issue on Malch's car, but no, just the W12 is a bit slow. Kicker is now released from traffic, it would seem, and but it doesn't seem like she's running very similar lap times to BVN, her fellow Dutch driver. Although she is notably a lap ahead of her teammate Edvard Holm.
It's a very impressive drive from Kickert so far.
Has this probably been her best performance so far?
I would say probably the Nürburgring. She was odds on to win that race despite some issues before the I think it was a transmission failure in that race. BVN is looking to be in a good position here as well. Now nearly 20 seconds ahead of the March 16s of Castell and Pacer, and although Castell did hold up Yamamura there, I believe, to allow Pacer through, it doesn't seem to be any actual team orders between these two drivers, which is I think they are racing for position. I think they're roughly on the same pit stop strategy.
That's true. Also, that they have shaken off Yamamura though, which is very important. 4/10 faster on the previous lap.
Teamwork making the dream work.
Yes, perhaps they're planning to settle this out between them at a later point in the race. We're still not quite in the final third of this race.
And that's Lone getting past St. Laurent. Probably didn't make it too hard for him.
Yes, is Torrente now making her final pit stop of the race, I believe.
So the gap between BVN and Kicker is now climbed over 10 seconds.
I think BVN heard those assertions that Kicker was the fastest Dutch driver in the world, and maybe took that a little personally.
I wouldn't put it past BVN.
He now laps James Wilmington for a second time. A bit of a disappointing race for Wilmington. As we now see Philippe Nicolas and Riku Sokoto in the pits, and that's BVN, race leader in the pits. This will hand lead to Emma Kickert, who should be good to go for this for the rest of the race. So it's down to BVN if he can run down Kicker and pass her for the win. But he'll also have to pass the March 16s and Akira Yamamura in order to do it.
So BVN comes out in 5th place, which makes sense. That was a huge gap between Yamamura and Flatter. And now the question is, how far behind Yamamura is Bastian van Nieuwenhausen?
It's about a 8.5 second gap. We'll see how that develops with the, as of course these drivers negotiate traffic and the like. Noted Giga talent Humbert Moyamudie is in the pits for another pit stop.
Future world champion.
and comes out in last place. We still have 21 cars running at this point in the race. A real...
What happened to that row?
Well, I guess the testing sessions have really enabled a lot of these ARWS teams to fix their reliability woes.
Foxdale notwithstanding.
Of course, very unfortunate pair of engine failures for Foxdale, but after winning the past couple of races, I think they won't be too disappointed with taking a double retirement on the chin. This Voisu there coming out in 13th, well clear of Klon.
So Neuenhausen, I'm sorry to interrupt. Neuenhausen's Sokodo's out.
Oh no, a brilliant debut for the VTuber, but a transmission issue has forced Riku Sokodo out of the race. Still, I'm sure they can come away from Brands Hatch with their head held high. They performed admirably given the circumstances.
I'm sorry, I was about to say, Neuenhausen is already only 4 seconds behind Yamamura. It was 8.5 after a pit stop 4 or 5 laps ago, so BVN is on fire right now on the new tires.
Yes, the new tires definitely really working on that racing point. Pirelli, I believe, definitely have the fastest tire over a single lap, it would seem. And yeah, 8/10 of a second in a single lap is not anything to be taken lightly.
I do have my doubts though if he's the time to win it all.
Especially with the difficulties of overtaking around here.
Yes, it does seem to be quite difficult for overtaking. The hope was that
oh
no, Edward home!
What's happening there?
Engine issue on the Simpson.
And we were just about to see an overtaking, and there.
That's a shame for the Simpson Jetstar Motorsports team, but you can say at least it's only Edward Holm.
Yeah, Holm has been, I would say, quite unlucky so far this season. He's had a fair few good races, but has never had the luck to be able to finish them off.
Oh, meanwhile, Neuenhausen's only 1.4 behind Yamamura. He's gonna get a move very quickly.
Yes, and Yamamura now right ahead, just ahead of Diego Alvarez Torrente in the Jones here, as Holm finally pulls off of the track. BVN now within a second of Yamamura in the battle for 4th. Can he get around both of these cars without too much trouble? That's the question here.
I would be worried about Torrente, but Yamamura is going to be a bit worse considering it's a battle for position. It's a yellow flag, I think?
Yes, those are yellow flags. I'm not sure. Was that for home?
I think it's
possible.
I don't see anyone dropping on the timing sheet, so.
No. Yeah, I think it was, again, getting Holm's car clear of the racetrack. Castell doing a great job there, holding off his teammate. Not sure if the team orders are in play here to let the drivers settle it out, but still, it's been a good run for the former motorcyclist Jesus Castell over the much more highly rated Gary Pacer.
And I think Neuenhausen's finally about to make a move. Yeah, he's right behind Yamamura now for 4th place.
It's been difficult to overtake on the Indy circuit. Can Van Nieuwenhausen make it
Cameron
here? No! Indeed, that's actually Cameron pitching as Torrente now inserting himself back into this battle.
It's a bit of a mistake for Van Nieuwenhausen here. Letting a lap car back through.
Yes, he'll have to use up more of his tire advantage to get back by Torrente and close the gap back down to Yamamura. Bit of a mistake there, definitely.
the front. Emma Kickert had done a 39.9, so she's back on the pace now, 40 flat, faster than anyone else, even Van Nieuwenhausen, who's struggling with traffic right now.
Yes, everything is coming up perfectly for Emma Kickert.
It's hers to lose, definitely.
Yes, with a comfortable margin over the March 16s. I think she just needs to be able to bring the car home. As Castell, they're getting held up. Oh, no, Pierre Saint-Laurent!
That was lucky for the March 16s.
That's Saint Laurent there. I think that's trying to unlap himself from Voizu, and then just fell off the track.
Oh, I see. I think the issue was he was trying to do both at the same time and lap himself from the other W12, but also noting the I3s behind him and trying to do both at the same time and ending up with a giant mess.
Yes.
That would be my explanation. We obviously will have to ask him after the race.
Oh, Pierre, don't do. Okay.
No, he had plenty of space there to make the
Not to the John.
not to avoid pulling a John Bean. Yes. Although this is actually quite bad for him because Philippe Nicolas is not too far behind. This is not great for taking points away from Nicolas in this championship battle. Probably will fall behind Tomo Kazuma as well.
That was an error from the young Canadian driver, PSL, who is in the pits to replace his front wing.
Yes. Moy Moutier is through. Yeah. Saint Laurent now last of the cars still running. So we see Emma Kickert here now lapping the mecca of Naoki Shinjo.
Lorne is in the pits. Is that a plan stop?
I believe so. I believe Lon was on the three-stop strategy.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a scheduled pit stop for Lon. I think this is the last scheduled pit stop in this race.
One would question the wisdom of that decision, but I am not with the Best in the World strategy department, so they...
Yeah, you do have to question the mirror. I think the one stop was the way to go.
Yes, I think they were gambling on a bit more overtaking on this Indy layout, which just has not played out for them.
I feel like someone
making her final pit stop.
I feel like someone asked Carl Sainz Jr. to make the pit strategy for Bentley. So Yamamura is fighting BVN again.
And BVN goes by.
I think BVN made it. With all this traffic, traffic is the
Jesus
biggest factor in this race, and yes, again, very slick move there by BVN to slip through and take that fourth position from Yamamura. Voizu has a loose wheel and has to retire from the race. That's a shame for the Monaco winner, who's just not had any luck since that race. Kickert now looking to put James Wilmington 2 laps down.
Voizu is out.
Yeah, that was the loose wheel.
Yeah, I disconnected for a brief second. My apologies.
No worries. Oh, this is a scheduled final pit stop for Naoki Shinjo. That is that actually will elevate Humbert Boy Boudier to 16th. And Pierre Saint Laurent up to 17th.
Emma Kickert, 16 laps to go for the number 16 car. Make that 15 laps to go when she crosses the line right now.
Yeah, she's opened up that gap by a few seconds. It's bit of a I think a bit of a miscommunication there between Mausch and Wilmington. But yeah, Kickert has opened up that... Oh my goodness! James, what are you doing? You're under probation!
I'm afraid we got a new Paul Tracy on the block.
That's not
on him.
I don't think we can really blame Wilmington for that issue. I think Mausch
That was just a bit of a timing mess. I'm like, probably only saw the car directly behind him, tried to make space for that one, and
yeah.
Ooh!
And that is
Come on, boys, don't do anything silly.
Mausch is not evidently very unhappy with Wilmington, who is quickly finding himself persona non grata within the paddock.
Okay, it's through now, thank goodness.
But of course, this act of spite may just threaten him with being passed by Klon, who is approaching fast.
Yes, Klon. Perhaps the free stop strategy might come up with some sort of result for Lon. As actually, these two battled quite fiercely at Brno, so the battle resumes once again here at Brands Hatch.
And we have to remember, we are not very far away from the the current Kahama base. We're at best a kilometer, so maybe 2 kilometers.
Lon will want to put on a bit of a good show here. Again, one of only 2 former winners still in the field at this track. Of course, he won on the GP circuit.
One of the flags on the side of that Bentley being the flag of Kent, representing the region of the team, base.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think that's actually kind of based.
Haha!
Ah!
But yeah, the 5 flags on the side of the Bentley are the 2 state flags of the states where St. Laurent and Lone are from, this Quebec and Schleswig-Holstein, along with the flag of Kent, the flag of Japan, because obviously it's Kahama, and the flag of Ukraine as a show of solidarity with that country and its poor people.
So.
Very, very selfless to dedicate their parts of their car to that. A more cynical person may say that could be used for advertising space, but no, definitely showing the heart of sports by doing such a by making such a display of solidarity.
You can say they're sponsored by Best in the World, so they're also showing that you know, this team is truly about multiple countries of the world, as Monica Flatter is in with a technical issue.
Yes, electrical issue on the TVA. She's able to get it back to the pits and fixed, but I believe this will drop her behind Diego Alvarez Torrente. I think she should be able to come out ahead of Nathaniel Cameron, though. Yes, she should be able to.
I think she has, yes.
As we now well within the final 10 laps of this race, Kickert still effortlessly finding her way through the traffic, maintaining a little bit of a diminished lead. It was 14 seconds. Costello's taken a few tenths out of that, but no real threat to Kickert.
The only threats are it's her cylinders or the car's cylinders.
Definitely, Simpson of...
The only other car is not
Simpson have put together a good car for a good driver, and it does indeed seem that everything's... The way is open for a first win after a very long time of trying. And a lot of hard work by the Simpson organization.
It's just that BVN is not quite close enough to Pacer, which I think the traffic may have killed his hopes of getting a podium.
Yes, I think BVN may just have had to have used up too much of his tires in order to clear that traffic, get around Yamamura. Is still the quickest car on the track.
Also too much time as well.
Yeah, but not quick enough really to really be able to reel in Pacer at this point in the race. Klon has dropped off the back of Malch a little bit there as the W12s have to contend with being lapped. As Kinano Dalu is out of the race!
Oh no!
It's a double DNF for Euromotor. Transmission issue for both of their cars.
Tragedy for Euromotor. Arjalo still will be classified, but this is not a result that you wanted to have.
Yes, sorry, what was that, Anna?
Heads will have to roll.
Yet again.
Yes. I guess. Oh no! Gary Pacer!
What happened?
What happened there? He caught back up to his teammate Castell. Oh no!
Oh, he's done the same error!
Oh my god, he
Did the
nearly
same thing as Pierre Saint-Laurent! Oh no! What a
That's
tragedy!
BBN podium, and Pacer got lucky he did not take Castell on his way to the gravel.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Pacer is getting back on track with only about 3 or 4 laps to go. He'll probably want to pit to get that front wing fixed, but honestly, if I was him, I wouldn't bother. But he does seem to be coming in to get that fixed.
Gary Pacer could have been fighting for the win if not for his incident earlier.
And this incident too, I think that's...
Yeah, that
top 4 is fairly set in stone now, barring any last one. Catastrophe.
Absolutely unforced error from Pacer again.
Yes, it's Torrente through, Flatter through. Gary Pacer is back in 7th. He had a potential win on the cards. Spun. Still had a podium in the very good chance of a podium. Spun again, and now he's 7th, a lap down.
So we have Emmer Kicker on the final lap.
Yes, pick her up as she comes around the final couple of corners here. And it's been a couple of false starts for her. A couple of chances where she could have won but wasn't able to. Now, Emma Kickert is an ARWS winner.
The new generation is working out just fine for the sport.
The driver in the world was actually correct.
Yes,
Fantastic
indeed.
job from Emma.
Castell wraps up a brilliant podium finish for him. His not his first ARWS points, but his first podium certainly. BVM picks up a 3rd place finish. After his tribulations in the season, that will be that will be water to a very parched man in terms of championship results.
4th place for Akira Yamamura of Walk Monster, the Japanese driver, showing once again that he is absolutely worthy of
The only Block Monster
championship
driver,
contention.
right?
Yes, the only worthy Block Monster driver in this race, I think. I think John Bean may be getting a very long talking to by the stewards after this one.
I had no idea what to say, but you can say that Yamamura is showing why he is absolutely worthy of driving the Block Monster.
Yes, that's the fourth place finish in a row, I think, by Block Monster. 2 of those by Yamamura. And again, a very solid measured drive by the Japanese driver.
Measured driving being not what his teammate did.
Diego Alvarez Torrente finally finishes a race. A lap down, but I'm sure it won't matter to him. He's finally been able to get it to the finish. Especially after that scare with the throttle issue. That was it was looking like it was going to be just one of those years for Torrente, but he finally actually gets to finish a race this time. Flatter picks up 6th. She's also had quite a bit of ill luck in this season, so good to see her get a good finish. Gary Pacer, what can you say about him?
That was not ill luck. That was a skill issue from Gary
That would have
Pacer.
been reject of the race, I think, were it not for John Bean.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I think reject of the race is pretty unanimous in this circumstances.
Yeah, no, I think in any other race that would have been it. Easily.
Cameron finishing 8th. It's a double finish for Jones, in fact. That's I think that'll be a huge sigh of relief for that team to finally have gotten their reliability woes out of the way.
18 finishers, though. That's oh no, 17, because really,
yeah.
Olu
Yes.
didn't actually finish, but
It's amazing that all of the bottom 5 teams in the championship have managed to get a car home in this race.
Yes, it will help close up the Constructors' Championship a little bit, and still, I think really any of these teams could win it. It's too close to tell, really, with the level of reliability changing, different teams coming up with the goods on different tracks. It's anyone's championship, I feel.
9th place, James Wilmington for TBA. 2 laps down.
I think Bentley have retaken the lead in the constructors by a few points, but it's very tight between them and Mecca right now.
Yes, Holiday getting some points back as well in that with Nicolas Moyen-Moutier putting in a good 13th and 14th place finishes. They have again gaining points over their V8 rivals at Mecca. Keenan Ordalu at least gets points for being classified, but probably had I think he was running about 10th before that came out. Before that,
Yeah.
Was he ahead of Lone and Mouse's?
yeah, he was.
And he must have been 11th or something.
Yes, I think he might have been ahead of Torrente.
Devastating for a remote tour. There will have to be heads. Heads will have to roll, be it the drivers or be it the mechanics.
It's a high-pressure environment at the Euromotor.
Indeed, very volatile. Still had a fair few engine issues in this one though. Home out with an engine issue, Taki out with an engine issue, Vukle out with an engine issue. All of those cars could have been a threat for the win. One car that couldn't have was John Bean for reasons that we're aware of.
John Bean didn't finish. Well, he's not gonna finish anymore, I think.
We'll see what the stewards decide. I don't think they'll ban him for life. I don't think he was. I don't think he was on the level of the 30 minutes of Moyen-Moutier. Let's put it that way.
No, I do have a faint feeling that he will be watching the next race from the garage.
Definitely. He'll have to watch it from the press box.
But can't wait to see who ends up being his replacement. We have had several drivers in ARWS that are not in the championship this season, such as Mineiro. Mark Dagnall obviously is not gonna be racing this season, I don't think, but the likes of Mineiro.
I think Dagnall is retired at this point.
Bradley Dagnall?
That makes sense.
The younger one as well?
No. We could see Bradley Dagnall make his ARWS debut, long-awaited ARWS debut for the younger brother of Mark. As Bradley will tell you, he's better than the other Dagnall.
But drivers that I recall that are not on the grid, for example, Mineiro or Marco Jancher or Jean-Luc Schiller.
Yeah, those would make sense to see.
I bet Kara might also be interested, but
yes. Kara's. I was quite shocked to see Kara not on the grid for this season. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, almost the same.
So
although
to be fair is, I'd say, the smaller grid.
That does make a difference as well.
There are a lot less spots available. So it figures that some. Especially with a certain amount of intake of new drivers, it kind of figures that some of the more... a certain number of established ones were going to miss out.
And of course, star drivers demand star wages usually,
Also
and
that, and especially also that with a smaller, like, let's be honest, it is a little bit smaller in scale than it was beforehand.
And Star Machinery as well. Dan Greenlaw also not it. Dan Greenlaw also not in here, but he's probably doing IndyCar or something. The American, or that's like Dave Cassidy, Ashley Cassidy, the Americans, probably racing overseas. So
we had a fastest lap from Martin McFry. So Foxdale did get something out of this race. They got 20 points for McFry's fastest lap, BVN's second fastest lap, and Edvard Holm at least got some points for fastest lap.
Now, what's most important, how does this impact the Harvey Jones Memorial Trophy?
Oh, well, we'll have to see as our trained monkeys calculate the point system.
This is the second win for Good Ride this season, so that's that.
And they do get the 5 points for Holmes' fastest lap as well. Pirelli get the 20 points for the fastest lap and the 10 points for second fastest lap. I think March 16, Jesus Castel, that was they run the Michelin tires, do they not?
Castell is on the Pirellis, so is BVN. Yakamura is on the Good Rides. Torrente is on the Klon.
Shambles for Michelin then in this season. It's up between Pirelli and Goodride, it would seem, and Pirelli definitely with the upper hand currently.